Archaeology is the study of past cultures through their material remains. It attempts to shed light on the activities that occurred within these periods and hopes to enhance contemporary society's understandings of these practices. Archaeologists use techniques such as survey, excavation, and analyses of ceramics, lithics, bones, plant remains, architecture, and metal residues in order to trace the actions of past populations. Exploring the changing ritual and political landscapes of the Jequetepeque Valley on the north coast of Peru, researchers hope to uncover the processes of placemaking and social memory during the late Moche and late Intermediate periods.
So the site's called Huaca Colorada, and it dates to the late Moche period. The other site that I'm interested in looking at is Huaca de los Cruces, which is a late intermediate period site.
The late Moche period dates to AD 500 to 800 and is characterized by catastrophic climatic events with the eventual collapse of this cultural framework. Active research at the late Moche site of Huaca Colorada has been conducted for the last 3 years. Under the direction of Dr. Edward Swenson of the University of Toronto's Anthropology Department, excavations have uncovered that the elevated platform mound contains corridors, internal patios, burial platforms, storage locales, kitchens, and large chambers within its final phase of construction. The onset of the late Intermediate period, which dates to AD 1000 to 1400, and the subsequent conquest of the region by the Chimu Empire reveal both differences and continuities in subsistence strategies, ideological production, and especially identity politics as mediated by shifts in the landscape. At the late Intermediate period site of Huaca de los Cruces, the overlap of copper implements and mortuary remains speaks to the intersection of relational contexts. The shifts of the settlement change are important to consider when investigating transformations through time as associated with ideology and personhood.
I think there's something to be said for looking at a more emic perspective, and emic is defined by a perspective within a culture that existed. So trying to get to that idea of personhood and how people identified within their stages of life and how they connected with the community that they were a part of. And I think that what draws me to this study and this research is because we can get to that. We can at least try to get to that within the evidence that we see, that of what we studied and of what we surveyed and what we've excavated.
The environment directly affects human populations, who in turn affect the landscapes themselves. By determining the patterns of larger shared structures, it is consequently possible to uncover the paradigms of personhood within the archaeological record.